One thing I was pretty surprised by is Governor Jay Inslee was there. Now, in the past, Governor Inslee has been explicitly told not to come to the funerals of fallen officers. That has happened multiple times over the years that I've covered these, where the governor was explicitly asked by the family not to attend. And that is because there's this feeling that he has pushed policies and pursued policies like sanctuary policies that have, made the lives and the jobs of law enforcement more dangerous and more difficult. And I really thought that was probably going to be the case. Again, I just assumed. I don't have any inside knowledge of the family's political beliefs or leanings or what they were thinking with who they wanted to come and not, because it is up to the family ultimately. But he was there. He got walked in and seated about half hour before the event began. And I got to say, I'm really glad he was there. I did not think I'd feel that way. I was really glad he was there because he had to sit front row, 10 feet from the casket holding the body of Trooper Gadd. And not only did he have to sit there in front of the casket, he had to sit right across the aisle from Trooper Gadd's young wife and Trooper Gadd's 2-year-old daughter, who was doing what a 2-year-old does. She's too young. She doesn't know what's going on. She was, waving to the honor guard and, trying to talk to them and going up to the tables, holding all these memories and pictures of her dad. And Inslee had to sit there and he had to see what that loss looks like and what that loss feels like and how many people a loss like that devastates. I will also say that for the first time, I think, ever in all the memorials that I've been to or covered for a fallen officer, things got, I won't say political, but there was some honesty up at the podium about the climate for law enforcement, some brutal honesty. And it was really freaking refreshing.
I honor you who serve and protect our communities. My late father retired from the Seattle Police Department. Every one of you is to be commended for your work. But the last 4 years have seen a dramatic shift in the honor and respect for those in your profession. It's disgusting. You need to hear that what your work that you do is worth it. Kruse saw all of that over the last 4 years, and he still stepped up.
Amen. And I think that's something that room needed to hear, but the person who I believe needs to hear it the most was sitting in the front row. And that was a powerful thing, to sit there knowing that was being said to Inslee's face. And that between that pastor and Governor Inslee was the casket holding the remains of Trooper Gadd. And across the aisle was a young wife and a 2-year-old girl who lost the most important thing in the world to them. So again, I'm not going to pretend to know the motivations of Trooper Gadd's family at all. I'm not suggesting that this was their motivation, but by having Inslee there, I think it was a more powerful punishment for the governor than asking him to stay away.